Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing look number 4 in my week of wilderness. This is the 4th look that I have uploaded just this week using the wilderness palette from Beauty Bay. I've got a whole playlist of week of videos. If you want to see stuff from Udens, Glamlight, Ace Beauty, Cosmic Brushes, I've got a whole playlist. It's linked down below for you in the description box. If you've never been here before, hey, my name is Rachel. I'm a homeschooling stay-at-home mom and I like eyeshadow. So I upload several videos every week. I hope you will consider liking and subscribing before you go. I am priming my eyes with the Glamlight Icing Primer. I figured that for today's look I would do blue because for the other looks this week I've done a couple different more green leaning things and then the red and gold. So I think today I'm going to try to stick with the blues. I don't really want a very heavy eye look, but I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to achieve anything other than that using Beauty Bay and the Wilderness palette because most of the shades are pretty dark. I used the Snow shade in my first look. And I used Ray in my third one, I guess. When I do my week of per palette, I like to try to grab most of the shadows in the palette and not necessarily hit the same ones every time. So I'm just considering what I've already used, but I also have to consider what I actually want to wear today. So I'm definitely going to go blue. We'll see how heavy it is. You will have probably noticed that I don't do my palette pull-in when I do my week of because this is just the one palette, but I have been working on my palette pull-in. I've been doing good this time. Looking at this palette and seeing the blues, I don't know. I think I'm just going to go in. I mean, it's probably not going to be a very light look, but that's okay. Maybe if I use a really light wash of color, I'm going to grab the shade Sky. This is it's just like a small-ish to medium blending brush. I'm going to go in very lightly and put Sky in my inner corner. My inner crease, rather. I am sitting in a quiet home. It is just me here today, actually, well, this morning. A friend of mine, she was asking me how I'm doing, and I was like, oh, you know, pretty good overall. It's just the days are long because right now my husband is in school and he's been studying for midterms. So he is working late to make up for hours during the week that he's at school, and then he's also closing down the library every night. So he might come home at 8 or 9 o'clock at night. So it's just me all day with the children and pretty much no help. And I'm not going to complain. That's what we signed up for, but it's tiring. And so my friend says, well, would you like me to take the girls one of these mornings? And, you know, you can have a little bit of a break. And I was like, really? All of them? Like, including the baby? She's like, yeah, no problem. So that's happening. I'm going to grab a smaller brush. This is a Blend Bunny B1. It's a little bit, you can see, it's a little bit smaller, pincher, and it's still quite loose. Did I say pincher? That's not a word. It's smaller and more pinched, and it's quite loose, as you can see, but it's still, you know, it's going to give me a bit more concentration. So I'm picking up Twilight. So I dropped my husband off at work this morning, and then the girls and I all drove over to my friend's house. I had food packed for the baby and a banana packed for my toddler because I knew that it would distract her while I left because she likes bananas. And I just, you know, dropped off the kids with instructions and much gratitude, and then slipped away. And I'm going to go to a coffee shop by myself and I'm going to read a book. It's going to be amazing. Even this light Sky shade is so pigmented. I just tapped in so lightly and I got like a lot more color payoff than I wanted. This is gonna be, I hope it's gonna be pretty. I didn't want it to be really heavy. Maybe I shouldn't have opted to do this look today, but I also wanted to finish out my week of wilderness. So I keep dabbing at the eye and then wiping off my brush, trying to remove product, or at the very least not spread around more. I just want to spread around what's there. I'm going to dip into the Snow shade and hit the edge of this light blue because I don't love the way that it's looking right now. I carried it accidentally. It hit up here by my brow, so now I've got a tinge of blue up there. I think the only way to keep this look on the lighter side of things is to use the Ray shade. Because it is I could go all matte. But there's no lighter blue, honestly. If I were to go lighter from here, I'd have to go with Mint or the Snow shade. And the Snow shade is rather unremarkable. So I'm going to go for Ray. But I do want to use the blue shimmer. So here's Ray. I'm going to pick it up on my finger and lay it down dry. And I just dipped in lightly. I'm going to spread it around as much as I can with my dry finger. There is a chocolate shop not too far from our house. So I'm going to go there today, this morning, and I'm going to get myself a delicious chocolate drink. And I'm going to sit with a book. Actually, I have 2 books with me. I'm going to sit with 2 books. One of them is a mystery, and then one of them is about Trim Healthy Mama. And now I'm picking up Ocean just a little bit. I'm not sure if Trim Healthy Mama is going to be a good fit for me. My first impression of it is that it's very heavy on recipes. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Do you have any experience with Trim Healthy Mama? I don't know. I get the impression it's really heavy on recipes, and in this season of life, following recipes actually seems to add more stress. It feels more like, oh, I don't have that little ingredient, or I need this, or what's a substitute for this? That's not where I am right now. And I think that's okay. I think it's okay. Well, this is pretty. But I do want to read the book that I have about it and give it a fair shot, like actually get through the book and then make a decision. Yes, I think this might be worth trying, or no. I mean, right now I'm doing intermittent fasting for general health and some kind of low-key weight loss. And that is probably a better fit for me because I already kind of don't like eating breakfast. So it's really easy for me to skip breakfast and just eat later in the day and make sure I focus on healthier eating habits overall. So I think that's probably a better fit for me. But I'd like to finish reading that Trim Healthy Mama book so that I can give it a fair shot. Back into this matte brush. I'm not picking up more of the dark blue. I'm just tapping it onto the shimmer out here. I think that's pretty. And it's got just a hint of green from the Ray shade. I love that Ray shade. I recently said that the Fossil shade in Wilderness is probably one of my favorites. And I stand by that, but I think I actually like Ray even more. Ray is beautiful. Just to keep things a little bit more on the fun side, let's grab that mint shade with a small and pinch blending brush, and I'm going to put this on my lower lash line. So I'm excited to go to a coffee shop, a chocolate shop actually. They have coffee and whatnot, but they also have lots of chocolate, and they do fine chocolates, like $3 truffle kind of things, and I probably won't get any of those because they're $3 for a bite. A delicious bite, but still a bite, because they're just little truffles. They also have coffee, and they also have a menu. So what I think I'll do is go there and order a drink, find out when their lunch menu opens, and then I'm just going to hang out. I'm going to read my book and enjoy a treat. I'll have a nice healthy lunch there, and then I'll go pick up my girls. And I will feel so refreshed. I already feel refreshed. I mean, I have 4 hours to do whatever I want. I can sit in my quiet home, I can film, I can read, I can go to a coffee shop, I can treat myself a little bit, I can just relax and refresh and recoup, and then I'll go back and be a good mom for my girls. Well, my friends, here's the look. Everything's done. In my waterline, I used this color from ColourPop. This is the shade Big Splash. And then on my face, I just have a little bit of the blue highlighter from Aurora Glow Kit from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Just a little bit on my face. And on my lips, I have a ColourPop Glowing Lip in the color Candy Kisses. Here's everything. I did put on some mascara, but I didn't do any eyeliner. Again, I wanted it to be a little bit lighter. And I know this is not light eye makeup, but it's not as heavy as I usually go. It's not as heavy as I could go. And given the palette that I was working with, I didn't feel that that it was going to be very possible to go particularly light or neutral or anything like that. So I did want to play with blue today, and here is how it looks. I hope you enjoyed it. And I wanted to finish the thought. I feel so relaxed and refreshed right now. I have to remember that when I'm a little bit older and my children are a little bit older, if I know a stay-at-home mom or a single mom or a woman who has her hands full of children, that woman needs a break. And while our children are such incredible gifts and blessings to our lives and our hearts, that doesn't mean that we don't need a little bit of time off now and then, even if it's just 2 or 3 hour chunk of time carved away from your day where you can go and have some time to rest in calm and quiet, be yourself, enjoy a hobby, have some coffee, grab a drink that you like and go walk around Hobby Lobby or a craft store or a bookstore or whatever you're into. Like, moms need a break. And if we don't get a break, then we end up giving less and less to our children because we have less to give. So I need to remember this as I journey through my own life, that I need to be able to give this gift to another mom. I can be that blessing to someone else and say, you know what? let me take your kids for 2 hours while you go and do something. Whatever you want to do. Maybe you just go home and take a bath. It's fine. Just go have some time for yourself so that you can be refreshed and renewed and give more of yourself to your children and your husband and your household. There are lots of responsibilities for us and we need breaks. So I am just really relishing this right now and reminding myself that I need to be that person to someone else when I have that ability in my life. So it's an encouragement to you too. If you know any single moms or stay-at-home moms, homeschooling moms, if you know any women who are home with their children for most of their lives, they need a break, and I'll bet that they would be so blessed if you would say, you know what? Let me come over and watch your kids for a few hours while you go off and do something. Or bring your kids to my house and they can play with my kids while you take some time for yourself. It is amazing and it's such a gift, and boy is it appreciated. So that's my perspective for the season of life that I'm in. I would love to hear your perspective, and also let me know in the comments if you've done Trim Healthy Mama, anything about that, if you know anything about it, if you've done intermittent fasting. I'm working on that stuff right now and I think it's fun to talk about. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I do appreciate you hanging out with me today. Thank you for your time and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye!